Welcome back to Clash of Cultures. My name is Steven. Today we're going to be breaking down the Week 2 upset alert games. As you guys can see, I am here by myself today. My dad is still on a business trip. He'll be back later this week, but we're going to keep this content flowing for you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, join the Discord and the Pick'em. The links to those are in the description. At 1,000 subscribers, we are giving away a signed Heisman jersey, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. It is a big name Heisman winner, and we can't wait to give that away to you guys. We did a giveaway at 250 subscribers. Gave away a Charlie Ward signed Heisman jersey to an FSU fan. So that was amazing. But nonetheless, let's get right into it, man. I think the first game we have to look at, which I think of all these games I'm going to name, I think this one has the least amount of upset potential, but this is going to be this team's first true test. And that's going to be the Notre Dame at NC State game. Notre Dame's coming in as a touchdown favorite. I do think they cover that. Obviously, I'm going to give my prediction later on in the live on Friday during our live stream. We go live twice a week. Those of you guys did not know, we preview games and then we recap games. The reason why I'm going to circle this game, though, is because Notre Dame played Navy, won big. They played Tennessee State and won big. This is going to be their first true test of a team that has a pulse. Obviously, NC State's an ACC team. I would say a mid-tier ACC team, known to have a good defense. Obviously, Sam Hartman has experience playing them, coming from Wake Forest. I do like Notre Dame in this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game is a lot closer than people expect. Then again, the betting lines is at a touchdown, but I would probably say I favor Notre Dame by 10 to 14 points. I could see it being a close game and then maybe Notre Dame pulling away late. I'm very excited to see this game. Those of you Notre Dame fans, Guinea Pig Clips, Michael Campbell, those of you guys who have been here with us for a while, I've been telling you guys, if they're able to, hang up, 30 to 40 points, and hold NC State to 10 points or something crazy like that, I'll give all this respect in the world to Notre Dame. They look like a complete team right now. They just cracked the top 10 with the new AP coming out. So that is a game to watch. Is that Notre Dame at NC State game, the morning window. So it's the 9 a.m. game. That is one to watch for sure. The next game I want to talk about is Utah Baylor. Obviously, Utah won at Florida without Cam Rising. Baylor lost to Texas State, which was a huge shocker. Probably outside of the Duke Clemson game, that was probably the biggest upset of the first week. Obviously, Colorado beat TCU, but I think that Baylor loss to Texas State was monumental. Utah's opening up as a 7.5-point favorite on the road at Baylor. I think Baylor's going to have something to prove. I think they are very capable of winning this game. They have a high-powered offense in Richard Reese, freshman All Big 12 last year. So this game is a game to watch. It could either be a very close game or I think Utah can blow the doors off of Baylor. It just depends what Baylor team shows up to play this week. But I'm hoping it's a close game. I want to see some good games this week. Obviously, last week we had a few good games. The Clemson Duke, the LSU Florida State game was not very good. Colorado TCU was good. So I'm just hoping we see some good football this week. But that's going to be my next game is the Utah Baylor. And that is also in the morning window, so the 9 a.m. game as well. Moving on to the next one, though, I have Nebraska at Colorado. I think as of right now, Colorado is the 3-point favorite, and I think Nebraska has potential to win this game. I think this is going to be the most intriguing matchup outside of Alabama and Texas this week. We're not going to talk about Alabama and Texas in the video. I don't think if either of those teams win is really an upset. Both of those teams are top, 11, top 12 teams, so we're not really going to call that an upset. But I think Nebraska has a chance to win this game. Another one of those morning window games. Nebraska obviously coming off of a tough loss to Minnesota. Jeff Sims did not look great in his Nebraska debut. And then Shadur and Travis Hunter looked amazing in their Colorado debut against TCU. So just see if Colorado can keep their momentum. I think if they're able to really make a statement and stamp themselves at the division one level, that's Shadur, Dion, and Travis, that is, with a big, maybe double-digit win against Nebraska. I think people are going to be even more buzzing. They're already buzzing as it is on Instagram, social media, Twitter. Every time I swipe, you see a post about how many snaps Travis Hunter played and stuff like that. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. Obviously, I was vocal about I wouldn't say hate towards Colorado, but my lack of belief in them. I would say that. So I'm not a believer yet. So I know that whole statement's coming out as far as, are you a believer? Are you not a believer? I'm not a believer in Colorado just yet, just because we don't know what TCU is going to be with their lack of production. Colorado and TCU both are top 2. I believe they're number 1 and number 2 in offensive production lost from last season. So it's hard to say what these two teams are going to be. They could both be 10-2 teams. They could both be 5-7 teams. So I think after a few more of these games, a few more of these weeks go by, we'll be able to judge truly how good both of those teams are. I'm hoping Colorado's a good team because I want to see, the teams in the Pac-12 get pushed. Pac-12 is already the deepest conference, like I said, and my dad has said on this channel. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this game shakes out, specifically. Another morning window game, but Nebraska at Colorado. Moving on to my next upset of the week. Some of you guys may not view this as an upset. I do. And that's going to be Ole Miss at Tulane. Tulane is still a Group of 5 team, obviously playing against an SEC opponent. I think Tulane has a major shot to win this game. Those of you guys who've been here for a while knows that I bet $250 on USC to beat Tulane last year. A friendly bet with one of my close friends, and I lost that bet. And I will never bet against Tulane again. I think obviously Ole Miss having Jackson Dart, they have Quinshon Judkins. And then on the other side, Tulane has Michael Pratt. So I think it's going to come down to the line of scrimmage. It's going to come down to can Tulane's offensive and defensive lines hang with an SEC type caliber line, offensive and defensive side of the ball. And if they can, push and really control the line of scrimmage and give Michael Pratt time to survey the field, if they can stop that run game of Quinshon Judkins and Jackson Dart, we've yet to see them play against an SEC opponent of this magnitude, at least. I don't know if they've played a lower caliber SEC opponent in the last couple of seasons while they've been, entering that window of theirs. Excuse me. But it's going to be interesting to see them against the Rebels. I think this is going to be a close game. And I haven't made my prediction yet. So make sure you guys come back on Friday so you guys hear my prediction for that game. But that is definitely one that's circled for me. Moving on to the next one. I believe I only have 2 more to go through. It is 2 more. So the first one is going to be the Oregon-Texas Tech game. Another game where Texas Tech's coming off a loss, another Big 12, Pac-12 matchup. Texas Tech lost last week to Wyoming in double overtime. Those of you guys who watched that game, a crazy game. So I think when it comes to this game, I think it's going to be a lot of firepower on both sides of the ball. Obviously, Oregon scored 81 or 83 points in week 1 against Portland State. Right now, they are less than a touchdown favorite. So it shows that Texas Tech, even though they lost to Wyoming last week, the bettors still think that Texas Tech is a pretty good team. So I would assume that this game, the over-under is probably in the 60s, to be honest. Yeah, the over-under is at 67. This is going to be a high-scoring game. I think of all of the games, this is my number 2 as far as upset alert. I'm going to go ahead and get to my number 1, and I'm going to be honest, guys. I have a feeling Washington State is going to pull off the upset against Wisconsin. Those of you guys who don't know, I live about 3 hours away from Washington State. I wish I could go to that game, but I have a lot of family stuff going on right now, so I'm not able to make it. Wisconsin coming in at number 19, struggled last week against Buffalo. I know JB on the channel, John. I know he's a big Wisconsin fan. He was there last week during their game. But yeah, and Washington State looked amazing. Cam Ward looked like a top 5 quarterback in his conference. Obviously, the Pac-12 is loaded at the quarterback position. They beat Colorado State 50-24. He threw for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns, ran for another touchdown. This team is going to be a team that you have to strap up and ready to play. This is not going to be a walk in the park. I think this is going to be one of the better Washington State teams we've seen in quite some time. Wisconsin's coming in at a 6.5-point favorite. So I expect Washington State to push them to the edge. If Buffalo was pushing them in that first half, obviously Wisconsin ended up winning, I think, by like 17 or 27, something like that. But I think Washington State is a far better team than Buffalo. We're talking about a Power 5 Pac-12 team with a good quarterback, nonetheless. Cam Ward is not a bad quarterback, dual threat guy. I fully expect this game to be pushed to the wire, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag now. During my live show, I am predicting Washington State to win this game. I do think that is the upset of the week. And to be completely honest, Wisconsin's at number 19. Washington State's probably realistically in the 30s or 40s, so they're not super far back. Obviously, the AP poll only goes to 25, but I don't think Washington State is a bottom of the barrel team by any means. I think they're going to be, a 7-5, maybe 8-4 type team this year. I haven't looked at their schedule, but that's where I would, pencil them in at. So I definitely think that this game is a must game to watch. Apologies. Texas plays at Alabama at the same time, so this game's not going to get a lot of love. But those of you guys who are watching that Texas-Alabama game, just be prepared. There's going to be cutscenes and cut-ins of that game because Washington State, I fully expect to be competing with the Badgers in this game. Obviously, Tanner Mordecai came over from SMU to Wisconsin, and they went straight to the ground game with Ches Malusi, transfer from Clemson, and Braylon Allen. I don't know if they're going to try that again, if they're just going to try to air the ball out, or they're going to try to just play in the trenches like Wisconsin football, like historical Wisconsin football, and try to just smash mouth you to a victory. I've been to the Washington State Stadium. It's not the biggest stadium, so I'm not even going to say Washington State's home field advantage is going to play a difference because I don't know how much it's going to play a difference. Martin Field is not. I don't know what the capacity is off the top of my head. Washington State fans, let me know in the comment section. But I expect this game to be one hell of a game. So I mean, if the Alabama-Texas game ends up being a blowout and you want to flip to another game, flip to this game. It is on ABC. So it's going to be a good one. But that is going to wrap up my week 2 picks for upset alerts. If you guys still are here rocking with me, as always, comment down below what games you think is going to be an upset of the week, or upset alert. Obviously this video is coming out Wednesday, so midway through the week. Tomorrow we're going to be dropping our Tulane versus Ole Miss preview. Again, I haven't picked a winner in that game. I'm obviously going to pick one tomorrow. I'll be solo rocking in that one as well. Tomorrow's going to be our last solo episode. So we'll be back to normal schedule programming this Friday during the weekly live, previewing the week's games. And as always, if you have not already, just subscribe. If you've watched 10 plus minutes of me talking by myself, you're already a part of the family. So make sure you join. Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. We post content every single day. Again, we do giveaways all the time. We have a Discord where we talk football, a pickem where we brag and boast. And obviously, I'm a Clemson fan, so I'm getting a lot of hate from a lot of you viewers and a lot of my friends. And I'm taking it on the chin, man. Still pushing out this content because at the end of the day, I'm a college football fan, and college football is the best sport on the planet. So I appreciate you guys for rocking with us, for being a part of Clash of Cultures. Without you guys, this channel would be nothing. So we really appreciate you. That's me speaking for my dad and myself, obviously. But we will see you tomorrow during the Ole Miss and Tulane preview. Peace out.